Great. We're going to talk about Ford. We're going to talk about electric vehicle sales. We're going to talk about the auto industry as a whole. Before I get into what's going on with Ford, first off, I want to thank Wesley for this story. We're going to talk about Ford, and trust me, Ford, they're getting a little interesting. They're getting a little funny. But it's good. It's good because then we really get to see what kind of companies we want to support, right? And Ford is going to lose a ton of business. As a matter of fact, they already are. Check out what Wesley says. Ford commits suicide by focusing on electric vehicles with massive losses. The only thing saving it is strong sales in gas-powered trucks. Sellouts to the WEF and globalist earth worshippers. This comes from Wes from Virginia. We're going to talk about that story in a second. You know, you guys know that I love cars. I love fast cars, supercars, muscle cars. I like all kinds of cars. I've been a car enthusiast my entire life. From the first Lamborghini poster I had as a child till today, I love cars. I just think they're so cool. And to think that everything's going electric and now they're trying to make them sound like real cars with speakers in them just absolutely makes me disgusted just because of an agenda, a sellout agenda. Do I think that electric cars are cool and they've got their space? Yeah. Do I think they're going to take over the world? No, I really do not. As a matter of fact, the greatest ecological disaster of our time may be happening soon due to an electric vehicle catching fire in a ship that is literally on fire right now. One person tragically perished. And if it sinks, it is going to cause a massive disaster. Thank you, electric vehicles. But we're here to talk about Ford. Before I talk about Ford, I got to tell you a story. I went looking at cars because I love looking at cars and window shopping. Salesmen hate me. They didn't know they were dealing with a Ninja the other day. I was looking at a Lexus dealer, and I was looking at this just RC30, right? One day we're going to end up picking up an RC with a V8. They're very rare. It's just because it's one of the cars that I like for the collection. And they tried selling me on this one that was an F-Sport. And I'm just interested in an F-Sport. We're going to go test drive it and have some fun. And they actually went to the extent to tell me that it was an F-Sport. And so they went back and the salesman said, let me talk to my manager real quick because I'm pretty sure it's an F-Sport. And I'm like, no, it's not. It doesn't have the badging. And he goes, no, not all of them have the badging. You know, I think someone took off the badging. I'm like, okay. Comes back and all of a sudden the information ticket on the car actually has F's put in front of the letter F in front of a bunch of the options, in front of the brakes and the steering wheel. And I said, oh, that's interesting. Why doesn't the steering wheel have an F badge on it? And he goes, oh, they probably want to take it off. I'm like, well, that steering wheel's specially molded. We go outside and he goes, oh, don't worry, you can put F badges on it. You could buy them online. And I go, do you think I'm a moron? That actual front clip, the actual where the badge goes is actually molded in. And he's just laughing at me, just thinking he can get one over on me. That's the desperation of some of these salesmen and saleswomen. I just absolutely makes me sick to my stomach. And so many people get taken every day at the auto dealer. Well, let's talk about Ford right now. This is out of Newsmax. Ford expects to lose $4.5 billion on EVs this year. Let me ask you this. I've driven a Ford F-350 for about 14 years. I sold it about a year and a half ago to buy a Chevy, right? I actually bought it for tax purposes. I would have driven my Ford into the ground. But now looking at all the nice news about Ford, you know, them coming out with this kind of crap, and being sold out to a globalist agenda makes me want to change even more. I have a feeling that Ford is about to become the Bud Light of trucks. And it's nice to see them losing so much money right now on electric vehicles, right? As they go woke, they go broke. It says here, automaker Ford estimates its electric vehicle division will lose $4.5 billion this year, $1.5 billion more than predicted in March. Man, isn't that nice? Isn't that nice to go ahead? Hey, guys, we're totally going to lose money this year. Buy our stock. I remember shorting Ford a handful of years ago because I was just so sick and tired of the company. And I lost. You know, who would have thought? You know, all these stocks come rallying up as there's a vehicle shortage, which after a while you go, well, you know, that's not a good thing. It's actually going to hurt the bottom line of the company. But hey, there's a sucker born every day wanting to jump into the stock market. And so they're now claiming it was a $3 billion loss. Now they're going to be losing $4.5 billion. Fortune said Ford's revised forecast comes from a sluggish representativeness by consumers to the new battery-powered vehicles. You know, like that insanely stupid Mustang EV. Have you seen that? I think it's like the ugliest thing in the world. Gosh, it's like they sit there with a bar of clay and they go, today we're going to make something. Let's make something that looks like crap. And we're going to package it up and sell it because we're going to say this is eco-friendly. It's absolutely insane to me. So far this year, Ford's EV division has shed nearly 1.8 billion. Fortune reported. Ford now also estimates it will reach an annual production rate of 600,000 units a year by 2024. Fortune noted Ford had been hoping to hit that number by the end of this year. So they can't even produce enough units, the ones they want to produce. But I will tell you this, every Ford dealer I've seen is getting chock-a-block full of vehicles. It's weird. Matter of fact, I have a buddy that just bought one of those Fords. What was it? The EV trucks, the Ranger substitute. I'm blanking on the name. And he ordered from the factory, and the local dealer that it was being delivered to tried to like screw him royally and say, "Oh no, there's something wrong with it. There's a delay in it." Then they tried to buy it from him, like at I think like a $7,000 or $10,000 premium. They did everything they could to stop him from getting the vehicle in his hands. Now, just so you know, he's a right-wing conservative that's got a good head on his shoulders. So he made sure to tell them not only no, but hell no, you're not charging me more for the truck. You're not going to fake this. I'm getting this, right? Here, look at William just jumped in there with a super chat. Ordered a Bronco, but not buying it now after the rainbow truck was delivered or not, like put out in the commercials. Isn't that great? See, we get to vote with our dollars. And Chevy's probably sitting over there just as they were probably about to go out and throw out some kind of sweet commercial and they went, whoa, wait, hold on. Ford's going to do it. They're going to do it first. Oh, sweet. Let's see how this works out. Just like all these other beer commercials, companies. It's so cool to be able to see things like that. William, thanks for throwing that out there, and thanks for the super chat. It's so neat to be able to see people go, oh, wait, not in my neighborhood. I don't want to be associated with that woke crap. No more at all. It says here, Ford reduced prices on some of its electric cars last week as much as 17%. Now, you guys remember that, ladies, you remember that I was talking about Tesla last November and December when Elon Musk came out, I think in October, and said, hey, the auto apocalypse is upon us, right? I'm like, well, he must be watching the Ninja, which I know he does. No joke. Hi, Elon. Probably didn't even pronounce that right. But that's okay. You can mispronounce ninja any day you want. But the point is that he was having to lower the price of Teslas because they weren't selling. People are like, oh, he wants to get ahead of the curve. Like, no. If they were selling like gangbusters, he wouldn't have to lower the price. Not once, not twice. I don't even think 3 times. I think they lowered. How many times did they lower the price of Teslas? Oh, yeah. And now they're offering financing at a longer term. That means they really can't sell them. You see, the auto apocalypse is here. The event that nobody believed. It seemed like they're like, no, prices are here to stay. It's not supply demand. It's not just like basic level economic stuff. So to lower your prices as much as 17%, and guys, I'm seeing all kinds of offers for under MSRP pricing. I just went by a Dodge dealer the other day, $2,000, $2,500 under MSRP. A buddy of mine just got a truck, a Dodge Ram truck. What was it, a $1,500? Yeah, I think it was. For $10,000 under MSRP. How do you like that? Fortune report, and get ready because the big crash hasn't even happened. You wait till December and January. I've been getting ready a course on how to negotiate cars and how to save cars, how to flip cars, all that stuff, because I used to flip trailers like crazy, and I'm going to add the trailers in there. There's so much money to be made in this. It's going to be exciting. Ford CEO Jim Farney, he should be fired for putting out stupid commercials, and Ford can be patient about electric vehicles due in part to a strong performance in the rest of the company. Isn't that sweet? The CEO is telling you, hey, we're allowed to take massive losses because we're going to make some money over here. What do you mean we're not selling trucks lately? I thought that's what we were doing. It was the commercial? They don't like Rainbow? I love Rainbow. That's the kind of conversations he has. Fortune reported that Ford generated $45 billion in revenue last quarter, a 12% increase year over year. The company reported strong growth in its commercial vehicle segment, where revenue grew by 22% to hit $15.6 billion. Yeah, let me tell you about that. The commercial truck industry is probably not too happy, or the people buying commercial trucks, about your latest commercials. Not only on top of that, they were racing to buy these as Biden is swiftly taking away accelerated tax benefits like the 147 deduction. It went from 100% of the vehicle write-off to now 90%. Thanks, Biden. But the point being is that I think that your sales are about to absolutely and utterly collapse. As a matter of fact, We haven't even seen the latest quarter, which I think is going to be a lot worse. Reuters reported that the U.S. government plans to end purchases of gas-powered vehicles by 2035. Yeah, we're going to get a new president before that. Under an executive order signed by El Presidente Jeff Morgan in 2021, in an effort to lower emissions and promote electric cars. Isn't that cool? I wonder how much money he got from them companies. I bet a lot. The government, and I mean like not like in a paycheck, like, you know, a kickback or something on the side, or maybe in a bag of Coke. I don't know. You just never know. The government owns more than 650,000 vehicles and purchased about 50,000 annually. Don't you remember when they bought all those PT Cruisers during the last crash, during the Great Recession? All the cash for clunkers pretty much went to the government. Score. Biden's executive order said that the light-duty vehicles acquired by the government will be emission-free by 2027. I guess they're going to put a bunch of squirrels, pack them into the engine, and get them running those things. Total federal, no, that'd be slavery. Total federal government operations will reduce emissions by 65% by 2030 under the plan. You know what's good about a plan? Most of the time they fail, especially when the government puts them out there. Fortune noted that while demand for EVs is growing, it's not enough to keep pace with the increased production. Fortune said over 90,000, I think this is total crap. Type 1 if you think autos are going to collapse in sales this year, and type 2 if you don't think they're going to. I just want to see, quick poll, just start typing away, ones and twos. 1 if you think the auto sales are going to be completely collapsed. Because last week, just so you know, when the Ninja was out looking at Lexuses and all these other different cars, I didn't see anyone. And I even pointed that out. I'm like, hey, how many salesmen you got? Oh, I'm the only one. Well, do you know why that is? Because they don't need two. You can see the look in their eyes. Their eyes bounce around. And if I was looking at really luxury cars, that's even more depressing. I'm going to be honest with you. Whoa, hold on here. Oh, thank you so much. Warning hosts making Satan's toast. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, let me just read it, actually. I release the anointing into all of you, my brothers and sisters. I received God's greater glory, his goodness, to fill your souls, so it will be in the name of Jesus Christ. Zap, bam, is the great I am. Hey, I really like that. Thank you for that word. Anyway, let's get back to Ford. In addition, Ford is in a price war with other electric car manufacturers, particularly Tesla, which cut prices to jumpstart sales and increase market share. Now, and again, that is not the true narrative. They cut the prices to sell cars, not to jumpstart sales, to really just sell any cars. They had to price them lower and lower and lower multiple times, and then they even had to just recently extend to a 7-year loan? That is proof positive. I did a story a little while ago about the amount of loans, car loans, being rejected. I've also stated that official numbers have come out that 1 in 3 auto loans right now are behind 30 days, and 1 in 7, or is it 1 in 7, I believe, is behind 90 days. Maybe it's 1 in 9, but I'm pretty sure it's 1 in 7 auto loans. We are literally at repo apocalypse numbers right now. And just wait until this fall sets in and then moving into winter. Just wait until those auctions start coming up at the tow yards. And they're already happening right now. But you are going to see so many cars hitting the market in one form or another. Absolutely blowing my mind. Another thing too is in the used auto market, I notice on like Craigslist and Facebook, it's like literally every other vehicle for sale is a salvaged or rebuilt title, something to really watch yourself with. But again, a lot of that has to do with auto thefts and environmental issues and things like that. And again, here out mudding throughout a super chat, talking about the disposal of car batteries 8 times more toxic than the production. Absolutely true. This is literally just some false narrative you're being taught. And what was really sad was all of these billionaires made even more billions investing in this technology before they tried to shove it down your throat. And I mean, if you want to, and I'm going to close on this. Built Ford tough. What do you think of that? Let's take that one off some sweet jumps, see how it does. All right, guys, that being said, thank you so much for watching. The Economic Ninja is out.